2024. And for those of you who are new to the call, welcome. The purpose of this call is to talk about all things Sumo, which is shorthand for our support at Mozilla community spaces. In this call, we discuss our latest product updates, share trends and insights from our channels, spotlight contributors, and whenever possible, bring experts from Mozilla to dig into deeper topics. The call generally happens once a month and is often tied to our product release schedules, which is why we're meeting today following the Firefox version 132 launch. Let me see if I can get my slides moving. Woo! Amazing. There are several ways for you to participate in this call. You can be an active participant by RSVPing for the call in advance through our community spaces. That way you can join us live on Zoom, chat and engage with participants. You can also submit a question in advance. Maybe you can't be here live, but you have an important question that you would like us to address. Each month we share out the agenda and put a call out for questions from the community. If you can't attend live, you can also watch the replay. We also share a recap with notes and key takeaways on the wiki. And last but not least, we send a feedback survey after the call. So we want to hear what you think. Please let us know how we can make this call more beneficial and valuable to you. And you'll find that also in the recap notes in the wiki, and we can also drop a link in the chat at the end of today's call. Boom. The agenda is also available per usual on the Mozilla Wiki, and I'll just run through what we're going to cover today here, so you can follow along in the wiki if you wish. Today we're going to cover our latest Firefox release notes, some Sumo updates, highlights from our Q3 quarterly contributors update, and an overview of the Firefox 20th anniversary celebrations. We have some special guests here to help us cover all of this. And I'll start by introducing myself and sharing who is joining the call from the Mozilla team. I'm Andrea. I recently joined the team as a community program manager. I'm working with Kiki on expanding and improving our community programming. So you can feel free to reach out to me on Sumo, Matrix with any questions or suggestions you have. I would love to hear from all of you. And some of you have already heard from me. So you can find me throughout our channels. And also joining us from the Mozilla team today is Abby, our content experience and platform manager. She's here to chat about Sumo updates. Bethel is here, a senior product marketing manager here to chat about our Firefox's 20th anniversary activations. Joanne or Jo is here. She is a Firefox product support manager. She's here to chat about the latest Firefox updates. And Kiki, our senior community manager and fearless leader, is here to share a special contributor spotlight. As a reminder, we are a community of contributors. Mozilla support is powered by volunteers and employees from all over the world who dedicate their time and effort to help people get the most out of our platforms. I always like to remind folks of this. And special thanks to those of you who are participating in today's call. We appreciate you taking the time to be here with us live. Also, in case you missed it, the team created something special for those who celebrate Halloween or who just enjoy spooky things. For a limited time, you can pick a spooky Firefox disguise for your wallpaper or to add for your socials. These are super cute. I encourage you all to jump in the chat, introduce yourself, tell us where you're dialing in from, and share your favorite spooky Firefox disguise. Great. Next up on the agenda is I'm going to hand it over to Jo to introduce herself and tell us more about Firefox's latest release. Jo, I'm going to hand it over to you. There you go.
Andrea, hello everyone. This is my first community meeting and my first time presenting as well, so bear with me. I just joined the team about 2 weeks ago, but I'm excited to be here. As you all know, obviously, coinciding with this meeting, we had a release yesterday. So I just want to highlight 3 specific features that were released on the 3 different platforms. The first on desktop, specifically for Mac, with the new Sequoia update, you are going to be seeing this messaging for whenever you screen share. The only way to fix this is to update to v132, which was released yesterday. So that's an easy fix. The next release or the next feature is on Android. For new users only, the address bar will default to the top of the screen, but this can be customized in your settings page. So you can choose whether or not you want it at the top or the bottom of the page. And then for iOS, address autofill has started to roll out for US and Canada. Um, this is where we're focusing the release. So release has been to 60% of users and will roll out to 100% of users in US and Canada in a few weeks. I know that was fast and that was pretty much it. But if you have any questions, let me know or ping me whenever you do.
Awesome. I just want to pause for any questions. Anyone have anything they want to ask about the release notes? Burning questions? Additional context, information, anything? Nope. Awesome. Well, with that, I will hand it over to Abby to introduce herself and share some important Sumo updates.
Yeah, so I think we mentioned it in one of the previous calls, but my role has evolved into being more of not just focused on content, but focused on our platform as a content platform and support platform and how we support all of our different users. So one important set of users are you all, our community. And so over the next year, you'll start to see that we're beginning to really treat Sumo more as a product itself versus just a support site that supports our Mozilla products. Like thinking about our user experience, our users' experiences with Sumo is basically an extension of their experiences with our products, and we should be giving our product Sumo like that same amount of care and attention. And so with that, we're hoping to have more investment in Sumo, see more significant support improvements that you all have been asking for over the years, and really be able to impact Mozilla's goals of user retention and growth in a new and different way. So we're working on it. We're going to try it out this next year. But really, I wanted to just give a little insight into how we prioritize like what our platform team works on. Because I know many of you are frequently submitting bugs, enhancement requests, feedback requests, and we want to continue receiving that and hopefully continue to prioritize the things that make your jobs easier. So really, when we prioritize our projects, we're really like thinking about those dual audiences, right? Of how do we enhance both the user experience, but also streamline our support operations at the same time, thinking about our forum contributors, our KB authors, our localization experts. We want to make everyone's job easier. And so that's really going into 2025, what we're going to be trying to focus on. So how can you help? Please continue to surface any usability issues you have, any suggested improvements. We're going to be rolling out some new testing opportunities for the contributor community to help us really make sure that any enhancements we're rolling out are actually beneficial to all of our audiences. So stay tuned for more of that, and we appreciate your patience while we work through the backlog still. But I'm happy to report I met with engineers this morning, and we already are working on a bunch of bugs for the sprint. So we're going to try to start highlighting more of those as we go along too. So a few big updates from the last month or so. A big one is streamlined product categorization for our knowledge-based content. We are working on a new unified taxonomy to really help get better insights about our entire user journey at different levels. So all the way from product to a high level topic like accounts down to a subtopic like why are people canceling VPN? And a way to do that is by correctly and also uniformly categorizing our forum posts, our support tickets, and our KB content. So one of the big steps that we made was to actually improve the way that you select categories when you write a KB article. Before the topic list was not in alphabetized order. You didn't know which topics applied to which products. But now with some great enhancements from Josh and the platform team, it is much simpler to know what applies to the product or topic that you're choosing. So hopefully that's helping make things easier. If you have any feedback on that, definitely let us know as we continue to make enhancements to how we're applying that new categorization in Kitsune. Another one, which is a small but I think impactful one, is something the community flagged, which is like, how can we better tailor our content for our global audience? And that was as simple as, let's use the right date format for the locale that we're talking to. And so this was a small, but I think big change. And so hopefully this is a better experience for non-English speaking users. And this was a part of like a larger change that we've made by adding article metadata to this, like helpfulness rating, date, last updated, etc. And so we're going to keep an eye on those and like figure out better ways to like showcase different metadata to our users. So this is just one of those things. And then lastly, I wanted to just like acknowledge the moderation tool changes. So our intent with updating our forum moderation tool was to really help support some of those content categorization improvements that I mentioned earlier, and basically give agents and forum moderators more control over the way that our forum posts were categorized. We fully acknowledge we rolled out that change without communicating that properly to you guys, and I apologize for that. And we're going to make sure that moving forward, we are communicating more clearly and including you in the process to make sure that everyone is aligned on the purpose of our changes and how they impact what you're doing on a day-to-day basis to help our users. So those are just some of the highlights. Going to try to do a better job of sharing things throughout the month with you all. And again, please continue to share any feedback that you have with us. We'd love to hear it.
Awesome. Thank you, Abby.
You're welcome.
And I think I'm next on the agenda. And I'm going to chat about some of the changes that we're making to our quarterly contributors update. We modified it slightly to provide a little more perspective about our priorities and highlight key takeaways, and also outline some focus areas for Q4. We're also working on how best to represent the data. So you'll notice that we've removed some of the volume and progress charts for now. So we can improve our data sources and how we quantify overall contributions. You'll find the Q3 update featured on the Sumo blog. Check it out when you can. Again, I'm really open to feedback and suggestions on how we can make this more valuable to you. One of the big headlines is that we saw high volume this past quarter. And we really, truly acknowledge that making the lives easier for our contributors is very important to us, as is unlocking more of your bandwidth so we can create more meaningful opportunities for you. More to come on what this looks like, but it is a true focus area for us. And as for the rest of 2024, we're working on some internal Sumo community reporting, as I noted, the FOSDEM 2025 prep, and our Firefox 20th anniversary celebrations, which Bethel will talk about in a minute. And just back to the highlights, a few key takeaways from our quarterly update is that, that increase in volume, which started in July, which largely was due to the navigation redesign, but we truly met it head on. We responded to a high volume of forums queries while also keeping an overall response rate and helpfulness rate steady. And that's like, such a testament to the work that you all do to keep our spaces humming. And cheers to the localization team. We counted over 3,000 localization revisions made by 128 contributors, which boosted our helpfulness rating this quarter to over 60%. So once again, cheers to all of you. This is amazing work across the board by our team of contributors. And also, we welcome 10 new contributors to the team. And you hit the ground running. You'll see a wide range of new and existing contributors who showed up as top contributors throughout the quarter. So major round of applause to all of you. This is, also highlighting some of our multi-channel contributors who support the community across more than one channel, and in some cases, all three of them. So thank you to those of you who really show up across all of our spaces, and we appreciate all of your support. And with that, I'm going to actually hand it off to Kiki for our monthly contributor spotlight, um, which is highlighting, which is here.
Cool. So, hello everybody. Sorry for face muting myself. I'm just right close to my son who's sleeping right now. So I'm trying to keep my voice a bit low. But yeah, contributor spotlight of the month. We have Michele Rodaro, who is from Italy, and he's a local leader for from Italy. He's a really nice guy. I met him a few times during All Hands. He's really warm, nice. It's just like overall really amazing contributor. So if you are interested to learn more about his contribution story, go ahead to click. I'm not sure if there's a link on the agenda in the wiki page, but I will make sure to add one. But it's on the Sumo blog. So yeah, there's an analogy from Michele that I really love that you see from the slide. It's just really beautiful. So I would like to showcase that here.
Yeah, this is a beautiful quote. And it really shows the breadth of like professionals that are active in our spaces who bring everything that's special about them to their work and their contributions. So thank you, Michele. We appreciate all you do. And with that, I'm going to hand this over to Bethel to talk about Firefox 20th anniversary celebration plans. And Bethel, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Okay, that sounds great. Hi, everybody. I'm Bethel. I'm very embarrassed to say this is also my first call, and I've been with the company 3 years. My apologies. I'm bracing myself for tomatoes being virtually thrown at me. Not proud of this, but I'm really happy to be here. So thank you for inviting me. So I wanted to talk about the 20th, and I think when we realized that we were turning 20 earlier this year, there was a small group of us who were pretty adamant that we wanted to do something to celebrate. And the why is pretty simple. And I pulled some of these quotes or some of these comments because this really like tells the why we as a brand, as a company, we receive so much love, so much support. A lot from the people from on this call and just for people that just genuinely love us and have been with us for a long time. And we just really wanted to celebrate that. I think 20 years is a big accomplishment. And so that was really the why is to be able to celebrate with all of you and with people who have supported us over the years. So the what then is on the next slide, or the how. And so we shipped a Firefox video. It is showcased on the What's New page for Firefox 132. So if you've updated it, you will in that. We're also collecting, or actually, I'm going to skip over the fan art just a second. We also shipped new photography, Fox art photography in new tab under wallpapers. So I've already updated mine. Hopefully you all do the same as well, but just like a fun, we know how much the Fox means to people. So wanted to give options on showcasing that in new tab. We're also asking people to redesign our logo and submit some fan art. So I've highlighted some of the really cute ones that we've been getting from that as well. And we're collecting submissions through for another couple of days. And then we will have a surprise and delight gift for them. And then on the bottom left, I've highlighted, actually, Paul, I see you on the call. You mentioned, I know you weren't talking about this swag specifically, but you made a comment about it would be great to get some of this gear to our contributors, and I agree. And that is absolutely the plan. So we want to say thank you, and we will be working with the team to get some swag out to all of you as a small appreciation for all the work that you do for us. We have an episode of Outside the Fox releasing on YouTube next week. Mike Capley, who has been with Firefox really from the beginning, is talking about that history, and it's such a cool podcast episode. So hopefully you guys get to check that out. That'll release November 7th. And then we have a live event in Chicago where we're partnering with 20 small businesses and highlighting all the good work that they do in this free to browse event. So if you're local to Chicago and have any interest in joining us, John Sidaway will post on Connect over the next couple of days, inviting you all to join us if you're free. And that will be November 16th. So we're doing all of this. We have some blogs. We'll have a landing page. We're going to do an AMA on Reddit. We'll have a happy birthday compilation video with Foxy. That's really cute. So we're just really excited. I think it's a moment for us to have a lot of fun. Super thankful to be celebrating 20 years. Thankful that you all have been celebrating all of this with us, helping us. You make us better. I think that's very clear. We quite literally wouldn't be who we are without you. So we genuinely appreciate that. Hopefully you feel that love and you feel proud about Firefox for the rest of the month. Well, November, so another month. But thank you.
Thank you so much. So many great things going on, so many ways to celebrate. So appreciate you going through that for us. Bethel, thanks again. And with that, thanks everyone. This was a pretty quick call. I'm going to stop sharing and just see if there's any other questions or comments or other stuff we can address in the chat. But we super appreciate you all joining today. Mark your calendars. I believe our next call is scheduled for November 27th. We'll get that out and promote it a little earlier on. I know this one snuck up on us because of the release and some other things we wanted to make sure we shared with you all. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and jump in the chat and just see if there's anything else anyone wants to chat about.
I raised my hand. There's one thing that I want to call out before we end the call. So this just out today, earlier today, the call for volunteers and call for talks for FOSSUM 2025. So if there's something that is of your interest, I will be sharing more about the link, and I'll also add that in the wiki page, so you can check them out. Oh, that's all from me.
Tim, I saw your question about the timestamps in the chat. Did you want an answer to that? It relates to the date and time change that we made to make it more, non-US centric when it comes to that time field. I don't know if that was a serious question or not, Tim, but if you want to verbalize it here, we have the right people to potentially answer.
Well, at Sumo, at the moment, if you post a forum request or whatever, it's a timestamp, I don't know, but for me, I'm in France at the moment, and it showed me that if somebody posts something, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know which time zone the forum is in, and it is the Dutch forum. So that's something that would be nice if that also depends on the region where you are.
Yes, I believe it's UTC, but I don't know that for a fact. But we should also be clarifying that in the UI itself. So I'll take that back. I'll work with Josh and Tassos and the platform team to document that challenge. Thanks, Tim.
Quick question from me. The features coming up in Kitsune, will we have the chance to test them in staging before they go live?
Yes.
Thank you.
You will. We have a change coming to how we tag content in Kitsune in both the forums, and then exploring the ability to begin tagging KB articles. And so we're working on getting that into staging right now over the next few weeks, and we will be sending out a call for testers very soon. You can also look forward to an upcoming training from Josh and I on our new taxonomy and our unified categorization and how you can apply that in all of your work. So lots of things coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned.
Great question, Paul. Just to double click on my comment there. Anyone else have any questions they want to ask while we have this like superlative team together here today? Anyone? Well, Well, that was a wrap then. Thank you all so much for being here today. Thanks to our guest speakers. Thanks, Kiki. I know it's late for you. Appreciate you and your time. And also, yeah, thank you, Abby, for all these great updates on Sumo. More to come on all of that. And yeah, we'll be sharing a few more tidbits and updates and takeaways on the wiki as well. So, so thanks again, team. Thanks, everyone. And we'll see you next time around. Have a great rest of your day and evening.
Bye, everyone.